All right, good morning there, YouTube. You like my little camcorder record thing on here? Make it look like I'm recording on a camcorder? Let me change that. It's just a frame on this UCam software. It's too much. We could go for bubbles. Look. No distractions. How about this? How about we go no frame? Or basic. There you go. Basic frame. Doesn't really matter. I didn't really need to put the frame on there anyway. This is Cyberlink UCam software, has a frame. Anyway, you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. What are we doing here this morning? I'm not bashing Ken. I'm not going on here to have a rant to attack Ken. I don't like going on attacking people. I have no reason to. But anyway, this here is the. I just want to bring up a couple things. I jumped right into that, didn't I? Just jumped straight ahead over to this. This is my Tokina 100mm f2.8 macro lens that I love. The reason why I brought it up is this lens here is something Ken recommended, highly recommended from Ken at over at Angry Photographer, and he was right. Nailed it. This lens is phenomenal. It's a ridiculously good lens. I use it for 99% macro. 99% of the time I use it for macro photography, and when I do macro on it, I'm at f22 or f whatever. It goes up to 32. So at 32, almost everything's in focus, and it still has a fairly short focal plane for macro photography. So anyway, the reason why I brought it up was Ken recommended it. It's sitting here on my desk, and that is the FTZ adapter. Because I tried this lens. On my new Z6. That's right, everybody. It came. This came a couple days ago. I got the Z6 a couple days ago. It came on Tuesday. It came on Tuesday night, Tuesday evening. So I got the Z6 with the 24-70. I got the Z6 with the 24-70. Let you flip around. You can see the web camera up there at the top. I popped in my 64 gig XQD card, which I really like. It works fine. I need to get another one. I need to get a couple of them, but I grabbed one just to have for the camera, because this only has an XQD. So on the D850 I use XQD, I use both XQD, this XQD and the other one. So I got this. Technically I got it because I knew I was going to get this camera. I would have not gotten it if I had just the D850. I would have just shot on SD, because I don't need to shoot that fast. Although it does shoot pretty quick. It does. The buffer is much better on this than on the Z7, from what I understand. So, that reminds me, I need to get a UV filter for the front of this. I need to get a UV protector for the front. Anyway, so enough rambling, right? So this came, and by the way, in case you were wondering, I didn't rent it. Here's the box that was shipped to me. Nikon did not ship this to me. Nikon did not send this to me because I'm a reviewer. I purchased this with my own money. Ken likes this. Ken likes to bring out how people purchase stuff with their own money. So, as a little thing, I popped that. This was still on here because I left the FTZ adapter on this lens because I was trying it for video and for photos. Unbelievable. It works perfect. And even for video with the in-body image stabilization, I handhold this 100mm lens, and the footage looks fantastic. I'm not giving you a full review today. I'm giving you my first impressions. I was going to do an unboxing, but come on, everybody knows what's in the box. One cool thing was I don't have an XQD reader. Right? I don't have a card reader. So what I did was you just plug the camera in to USB-C, and then it shows up. When you turn the camera on, it shows up. But the cool part about that is I leave the cable plugged into the computer to my USB 3.0 port right here, my little adapter, my little I got a little hub, USB 3.0 hub here. When I plug in the camera to the hub, it charges the battery. Because the battery is the little orange light. There's an orange light on the side of the Z6 that turns orange and lights up when the battery is charging. So it's perfect. It's charging the battery while it's sitting on the desk. Then I flip it on. That's with the camera off. Then you turn the camera on, and it doesn't. Obviously, it doesn't allow the charging to continue. But then it will see the files, and I can just transfer the files at that time. The files. Now, somebody said, I guess it was the Z7. Somebody said that Lightroom worked. Lightroom doesn't work with the files, the raw files that I can tell. Not yet. Hopefully they update it pretty soon because I can't wait to get in here and mess with them. I don't want to do a DNG conversion. I don't want to do any conversion. I don't care. It's not that important. Unless it comes time to the review, which my review will be next week on the camera. My actual full hands-on what I'm doing because today is Black Friday. Obviously, it's shopping day. I bought some stuff. I bought a 4K monitor for my desk, and I bought a TV. I bought a TV, 4K TV. I'm gonna mount right there on the wall, just because I like to have a TV to preview what I'm editing. I've been going all this time editing 4K footage, and I don't know what it looks like. All my monitors are not 4K. I don't have a 4K TV or monitor in this room. So anyway, which is stupid since I edit 4K footage. So I haven't been able to see my footage in all its glory. So I got a mount and a monitor to go right there because I want to keep my desk space. I don't want it on the desk. I want it up a little bit higher than the desk, pointing down, so I can edit, hit the space bar, and see what it looks like. I'm not using it for gaming and for actually working. That's what this monitor. That's what my widescreen monitor is for. Anyway, I'm talking about other stuff now. So I'm gonna give you my first impressions. Handling everybody, as you know, everything. My finger actually just rests right at the bottom edge. I don't feel like it's a little small. It cups underneath it a little bit, so it's a little bit shorter than like the D850 or the D750 or anything like that. These are a little bit, but notice, see, my finger still does, even on the D750 or D600 or whatever, it still fits just underneath. So I got rid of the D750 a while back. But anyway, so this comes, it hangs out a little bit more, but not too much. But the other thing is my fingers hit these buttons just fine. With my grip normal, my fingers hit these two buttons that people complain about not being able to hit. My fingers hit them just fine. These two fingers touch them right on the buttons. I have no problem hitting those buttons with my hand in the normal position. Okay, feel-wise, everything's great. The menus are fantastic. I have had a couple issues. See? I'm honest. Okay. Occasionally, when I turn the camera on, when I'm on the camera, I don't want to. Occasionally, I hit the I button. And this I menu doesn't come up. Sometimes it will not come up. I had it where focusing wouldn't work and the eye thing wouldn't work. And I had to actually turn the camera off and back on for it to come back on. I turned it off, turned it back on, and then I could hit the eye menu. But the eye menu, this was not coming up. The little eye menu on the bottom was not coming up. I couldn't get it to work by hitting the eye. That was one thing. Another time, I was hitting just the menu button and it wouldn't come up. Another time, I was hitting the play button to play back the pictures, and it was like a long hesitation where it wasn't, I don't know if it was reading the card, but it's an XQD card, it should be reading it super fast. So I was having a few minor things, right? A few minor issues. Nothing major. Nothing major, honestly. These are bug fixes that should be done in firmware. There hasn't been a firmware update to this yet. So hopefully they found these little issues and they fixed them. Because it's real minor. You hit the button, turn it off, turn it back on again, hit the button, it comes right up. But if you're right in the middle of shooting, say, video, it would be annoying to hit that button and have it not come up to where you can make a change in your thing. That'd be very annoying. Face tracking. In video, it's phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the best face tracking I've ever seen. I've owned Sony cameras too. It's the best face tracking I've ever seen on a camera. Now, maybe the new Sonys, like the A9, I haven't had the A9 or A7R3 or any of those. But the previous versions I had, and this is better than those. So, you know, maybe this is as good as the A9 or the other stuff, but the face tracking in video is absolutely phenomenal, and it works perfect. And you can be on a face and move the camera and touch, and it'll put a little arrow like, do you want to get that face? And you click it, and it goes right over to the other person's face, and the transitions are smooth, so it doesn't. The focus smoothly goes to the other face. It looks like I focused it. It literally looks like I focused. And I noticed any focus changes in continuous autofocus automatically smoothly go to the other thing. Sunday, which today's Friday, so not tomorrow, Saturday, but Sunday, I'm driving down to Cape Coral. I think my granddaughter's coming with me. I think Shanna's coming with me. Shanna the blonde, like her page. I'm going down to Cape Coral to visit my mom for Thanksgiving. And when I go, I'm bringing the Z6 and this lens and a couple other lenses. One thing of note, this lens did not work. This Sigma 24-70 2.8 DG EX lens didn't work on the adapter. This is like a cheapo lens though. This is a lens I'm gonna sell because I don't really need that lens. I don't really care for that lens. It's okay. It's all right. It's a little soft. I went to sell it on eBay, and I sold it on eBay for $300 and something or something. It's like I paid like $400 or $500 for it, $400 or something. Anyway, I went to sell it on eBay, and a guy came back and said there's a ding in the lens in the front, and I couldn't even see. I looked everywhere. He said there's a little scratch that if the sun hits it a certain way, it would show up something. I showed him pictures. I did weddings and showed him thousands of pictures with that lens, shot with that lens, and I've never seen that. What he's talking about, I've never seen. So I refunded him the money, and he sent the lens back. He was unhappy. I had an unhappy. I guarantee anybody else. I'll point it out though when I go to sell it again. So I'll sell that lens. I need to go ahead and list it and sell it anyway. Why am I talking about something? I'm not talking about the Z6. Okay, so I had a couple issues. The face tracking is phenomenal. Photographs are awesome. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. I love the viewfinder is unbelievable. It's incredible. This lens is much better than I thought. I didn't think this lens, the way they talked, the way the reviewers talked was this lens was just a cheap piece of junk. But I didn't, as soon as I pulled it out, I didn't find that at all. It's metal on the outside. It feels good. It does have a little bit of the plasticky, and this click to open thing, it's a little bit of an annoyance, but it's not a huge annoyance. It's not a big deal. It just clicks it from here to here, and then you can zoom in and out. This is all the way zoomed out. This is off. It's not that big of a deal. It's got the auto and manual focus thing on the side, the switch on the side. I want to talk about this lens for a minute. Yes, it's an f4, but it's a great. I gotta blow that hair dust off of it. It's a great little walk around lens. It's a great little daytime walk around. Great little lens. I think it feels good. It's better than most of, honestly, it feels better than most of the Panasonic lenses that I've owned. You know, those are that you want to talk about a cheapo lens. That lens that came on the G85, which is a great. The funny thing is it's like a 12-60 or something like that. But it's a great lens. I mean, it works fine for video, but it's super cheap and super plasticky, and I mean the whole thing's plastic. This lens here is like far superior to that lens. This is like the upper end Nikon, Panasonic lenses, and this is a nice lens. This thing feels like this is like a GH5, but a Nikon with a full frame and the better controls on the dials. Although Panasonic's done pretty good lately with their dial stuff. I like where the ISO button is. I like it being on the top like that, like the D850 and the D500. It's so far I really like the camera. I think it's great. I have had a couple things because I'm not used to reviewing the pictures by sliding my finger. I never even do that on the D850. I don't do that. I always hit the little button. But on this one here, I find myself touching the screen a lot more on this camera, on the Z6, than I ever did on any of the other cameras, the D500, D850, any of those. I don't really touch the screen on them. But I touch the screen a whole lot more on this one. Maybe it's because it's constant live view, and I know it's on. Battery life hasn't been fantastic, but it does have the USB thing, so you can plug it in when you're not using it. So even in the car, if I'm using the camera, I'm going to do some vlogging with this camera. I'm going to bring the little tripod thing and do some vlogging with this camera when I go down to Cape Coral down to visit my mom on Sunday. And then I'm coming back on Monday, and hopefully I'll post a review Tuesday, Wednesday, something, just from my initial thoughts on the camera, like an extended version of the review of the thing. But I did get the camera, and I do like it a lot. I like it a lot. I like it a real lot. It's fantastic. But I haven't given it 100%. And like I said, I did find some errors. I found some problems, some issues with the camera. And that I haven't heard anybody mention it. I haven't heard anybody say anything about hitting the button and it didn't come on. That's happened to me a couple times. I've shot quite a bit with it. I mean, I've shot a bunch of pictures with it. I drained the battery completely one time shooting with it. So I'm not going to share that stuff yet because I haven't had a chance to really look. Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up, Snapbridge works way better with that camera than it did with the D850. The D850, the Snapbridge worked. It worked well, but I found that I had to open up the app. I had to keep opening Snapbridge. I had to click on it to get the pictures. In other words, I had to go, oh, okay. I got to open Snapbridge. Let me unplug this. I got to open Snapbridge, and then it will start transferring pictures. While on that camera, it seemed like boom. I'll take a picture real quick. I don't even have to do anything. I mean, it's like instantly. It like instantly starts doing it. Like, right? It like instantly starts here. I'll just take a picture of this. There. So auto links on. I didn't have to do anything. Like on before, on the D850, I'd have to go on there, and when I turn it off, it automatically comes up with a little warning saying it's still transferring. But if you look, the pictures are already, see the little thing? It's already transferring. It's staying transferring. It like instantly. Like that's how fast. Once you set it up the first time, it's automatically sending the pictures over. Automatically. You don't even have to go back and do it again. Like on the D850, I'd always have to go back, reconnect. Like if I turned the camera off, or if I did something, or if it got disconnected away from it for any length of time, like I'd leave the room with the phone and leave the camera in the other room, like at break time or something, like during a ceremony, between the ceremony and reception, I'd set the camera down and I'd go in the other room with just the thing. See? Here's a picture I just took of the box. There it is sitting on the desk. See? I just took that on the camera and it came up right here. So it works unbelievably well. I mean, really, really, really well. It seriously is way better than on the D850, and it wasn't bad on the D850. It's not bad on the D850. It's just you have to, on the D850, you have to pick up, on the D850, you have to open the app. And sometimes you have to reconnect to the camera. You have to go, okay, connection, and then boom, it comes on. This thing, once you set it up, it's done. When your camera's within space, it's on. Now, I haven't done it yet, but I've seen some, sorry, I pulled my desk. I haven't done it yet, but I've seen some, a review thing of the wireless connectivity to where you can connect the camera on it, where you can connect the Z6 to, say, a laptop, and over wireless transmission, wirelessly transfer the full raw files as you take them to the full raw files as you take them over to the laptop. Now, I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that, but I'm waiting for the battery grip, because I'm definitely buying the battery grip for it, because the battery, it's okay. It's what I expect from a mirrorless camera, because honestly, mirrorless cameras chew up the battery more because the screen's always on and all that kind of stuff. Especially like Nikon, they're not used to having the screen's always on all the time, especially on a full big camera like this with a full frame. So I don't care. I don't care as long as I can put more battery underneath it. I don't care. As long as I can have batteries and swap them out. Let's just put it that way. If I can constantly swap the battery, I don't care. It's even better if I get a grip and I can swap that battery and not stop the camera. Then then I don't care. I don't care how long the battery lasts if I can do that. Anyway, so that's my first impressions. And you guys let me know what you think in the comment. What do you want to see me do with the Z6? What do you want me to see me do with it? My grandson's in the other room screaming. So what do you want to see me do with the Z6? Just let me know in the comments below. Holler at me. Let me know what you want to see. You excited? You want me to try something specific? I can. You want me to do a time lapse? I will. You know, I can do some time lapse photography with it and see how that works. I'm sure it works just like the other Nikon DSLRs, which work fantastic for time lapse. I'm going to try it though on this because it has all that stuff. Anyway, oh, I did control it from the phone too, and that worked better also. The Wi-Fi through the Snapbridge app to control through Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth. It transfer the pictures over the Bluetooth, but if you want to transfer the full pictures or the full-size JPEGs, you have to do it over Wi-Fi, and if you want to control the camera, you have to do it over Wi-Fi. The camera control seemed a lot less lag than it does on the DA50. I know it's less lag. It's almost real time on there, so you can put the camera in the other room and click the picture button and take pictures or start the video recording. Anyway, so holler at me later. Talk to you later. I'll let you know after this weekend what I think of the camera, like with an actual review. All right, see ya.